Hello all, yes, you unfortunately read that title correctly. We engage in a bit of tomfoolery on this channel every now and then, so we have an FTK, and it's not the one you were thinking of, because the super heavy samurai stuff is really cool, but I don't care about that stuff as much. Bishbaalkin, however, is a very, very funny card, so we will be engaging in a mild amount of tomfoolery with this card as much as we can. So here I have for you the... I'm just gonna get into it. It's Punk with an FTK engine into it. So very, very simple and bare bones. First, you have the Punk stuff. You have the best starter that you can have with this Zeoman. I don't think I need to explain any of these cards because they've been around long enough. Triple Zeoman, triple Foxy Tune, 2 Wagon, because the field spell really helps you out if you don't get into your stuff immediately. The 1 Shirakusai in case you have to go with the fusion route. The 2 Deer Notes, and then the 3 Ogre Dance, and then you supplement that with the 3 E-Telly to be able to get into those, and the 3 Field Spell. And that is the end of the Punk stuff. All of this is... I shouldn't have to explain any of that. They've been around long enough, and most everybody should know what they do, and you know what gets into what. Where the shenanigans come in, however, is the Triple Thunder Dragon and the Triple Thunder Dragon Dark. For those of you that kind of know the combo, you know where this is going, but I'll explain this whenever I get to it. Long story short, we need 2 5s that can have 1 in your hand and 1 in the graveyard. I'll explain that as we get further on later in. The hand traps that we were running, 3 Ash, 2 Nib, 1 Ogre because you can search it, and 1 Droll. We're doing these because these are pretty popular targets for people using right now. We are running the Cross Out and the Called By, and then we supplement that with 3 Imperm as well. These are all stuff that you can draw into with the field spell or just open up in your opening hand, and enough of these are decently popular nowadays that if you just happen to draw the Cross Out, then you can ensure that doesn't happen. This is an FTK deck that loses to 1 interaction, so you want to try and protect yourself as much as you can. Otherwise, you just kind of have your turn ended with 1 interaction, and it's unfortunate, but that is the price that you pay for playing an FTK, and sometimes we deserve it because we're an FTK. Anyways, going into the extra deck, this of course does not function without our Lord and Savior Bishbaalkin, so you do have to run one of his. Very funny card, and I'll show you what is happening with that for those of you that don't know where this is going. The Geomathematic Magma, we have to play this because it is a level 8 synchro that is also a tuner, so it meets the conditions to summon Bishbaalkin. The Punk stuff, the Jam Dragon Drive, the Amazing Dragon. If you're playing pure Punk, you would absolutely be playing more of these, so this is kind of heresy for the Punk cards in general, but we are focusing more on the FTK rather than just the Punk stuff of this. But those are the backup options, and then of course we have the Psychic and Punisher if that ever ends up coming up. The card that enables us to do the FTK other than Bishbaalkin, the Chronomaly and Machu Mech, and apparently I had an ulti of this, so you get to FTK people in ulti, which is very funny. So it's fun seeing people's faces with that. That's what enables the whole FTK. If you don't know what it does, I'll go through the combo very briefly in a moment and explain it. Double Link Spider and Transverser, these are necessary for the combo, so is the Bujin. Rising Carp is necessary sometimes as well for it. You don't always have to have it, but, you know, Summon 2 from deck is very handy sometimes and very good here. And the rest is just kind of toolboxy, so I just decided to go with Phoenix, Unicorn, Access Code, and White Woman. Yeah, I don't know why Farfa and Coder and the rest of them call them that, but I think it's funny to call her that. So Underworld Goddess is in here to clear boards if you need it. This is just kind of toolboxy. You can go with other cards. You can increase the Punk count. You can go with different links, whatever you want to do with that. But that is what we play. So I guess for people that have never seen the combo before, I can go through it very briefly. It should be kind of self-evident, but I'll just go ahead and do it. There are a few ways you can pull it off, but you basically just need to get to a level 3 tuner and Deer Note, which is the 5, so you can go into an 8. Because you need to be able to get into Geomathematic Magma, because Bishbaalkin says that it is special summoned with 2 level 8 or higher monsters that have the same level. You send them to the graveyard, so it counts as a special summon and not a synchro summon. But 1 has to be a tuner and 1 has to be a non-tuner, which is why we're playing the Magma, because it is a tuner. Of course, the easiest one to do this with is Zeaman. And then you also need either Thunder Dragon or Thunder Dragon Dark. So let's just say we start with the Thunder Dragon, and I'll just show what goes on with this. So you'll have 5 of the cards in your hand. You imagine that you have like another hand trap or even cross out or just other dead cards. These are the only ones that you need, or any other combination that can get you to it. So the simplest way to get started is, of course, the Zeaman. Zeaman, pay 6. You're going to need the Foxy Tune, because that is how we do that. So pitch Foxy Tune and another dead card in your hand. So like, say there's a dead Imperm in your hand. So pitch Foxy Tune and the dead, and another card that you don't need. Summon the, where are you? Deer Notes. The Deer Note, and then you sync up into the Machu-Mech, and then you use Deer Note effect to revive the Foxy Tune. You now have both of the 8s onto your field, so we can special the Bishbaalkin. You want to put it in either this zone or the far left zone, because you have to transverse it to the other side of the field. So then what you do is Bishbaalkin effects that it says once per turn during the main phase quick effect, you can summon as many tokens to your side of the field as you can, and then summon that many to your opponent's side of the field. So we're going to summon 4 tokens to our side of the field. And I just have a bunch of random tokens from different things. So we summon 4 to our side of the field, and then we summon... pretend that you can see that this is the opponent's side of the field. It doesn't matter where you put it on your opponent's field, as long as one of them is... If Bishbaalkin is here, put one in the far right zone to your opponent. If Bishbaalkin is over here, ensure that one is in the middle zone here for your opponent. So you got all the tokens. Use 2 of the tokens for double Link Spider. So 2 of those, because you need to be able to use these to get into the Transverser, because it needs to affect monsters. And then you Transverser effect, you get the token from your opponent, you give them Bishbaalkin. And then this is where either the Thunder Dragon or the Thunder Dragon Dark comes in. You need 1 level 5 in your hand and 1 in the grave. So that's how you do it with the Thunder Dragon. So pitch the either pitch the Thunder Dragon and search the other 2 to your hand, or if you started with Thunder Dragon Dark instead, pitch 1 Dark and search another one to your hand. Doesn't matter which one you have, as long as you have one of them. Otherwise, this does not work. So then you use 2 of the tokens to go into the Bujin link. And then, of course, this showed up with Sprite after the ban list. You should know what this does. Bujin says summon 1 from your hand and 1 from your grave at the same level, and then immediately perform an XZ summon using those. So that is why we need the 2 Thunder Dragons or 2 Thunder Dragon Darks, because they are both 5s that let us get into the Machu-Mech. Now, for clarification of things, if you don't already know what's going on here, Bishbaalkin, in addition to the token generation, it starts with 0 attack and defense, but it says that it gains 1,000 attack and defense for every, or it may just be attack. Yu-Gi-Oh! Player Challenge Read Impossible. It just gains the attack. So Bishbaalkin gains 1,000 attack for every monster on the field, including itself. There are currently 8 monsters on the field. Machu-Mech says that you can detach 1 material, which we are going to do, target 1 monster on the field, and deal damage to your opponent's life points based on the targeted monster between the difference in its original attack and its current attack. So since Bishbaalkin starts at 0 and it is now at 8k, you will Machu-Mech detach, target Bishbaalkin, and it will deal 8k damage to your opponent. And you have an FTK, and you are now a degenerate piece of shit who is making your opponent frustrated, but you are smiling ever so brightly because you just FTK'd your opponent. And that is all that's going on here. It's ridiculous, it's dumb, but it is hilarious, which is why I do the things that I do. And that's about all I got for you. I got no side deck in this video because you can just make that whatever you want. Put in different hand traps that you think people are going to play for cross-out targets. If you're going second, you can side out the FTK and put in, going second cards, other hand traps, etc. Make it the side deck whatever you want, but that is what we have here, and it is ever so funny to pull off. And beyond that, that is all I got for you. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy this if you're going to do it, and have a good rest of the day.